Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. In this video, we're going to talk about the unexplained wealth. Unexplained wealth is what we're going to talk about it because it has come to the front burner, brought in by by Senate leader, a leader in the Senate, that Nigeria should have a situation where people should be called out to explain the source of their wealth. And he wants President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to lead the charge. But we're going to go, before we go into that, let us understand what is meant by unexplained wealth order. Now, some countries have in recent years introduced the unexplained wealth order, UWO, as a tool to improve recoveries of the proceeds of crime, particularly kleptocracy, the fruits of corruption by government officials. Now, unexplained wealth orders, or UWOs, oblige persons suspected of corruption or other serious crime in these countries to explain the sources or the origin of their wealth and the discrepancies between the legitimate sources of income and the value of their asset. You know, on social media, people used to make light of this. When somebody posts a wealthy person and people begin to ask, how did he get the money to throw such a lavish party? How did he make his money? How did he become so rich? People will say that, why are you investigating how he became rich when he was poor? Did you investigate why he was in poverty? That if you didn't investigate somebody's poverty, why should you investigate his wealth? Well, that is on the lighter mood, but the truth of the matter remains that serious countries do take exemption to people who have unexplained wealth. And the big question is, does Nigeria need an executive order on unexplained wealth like other nations that have followed that path, that route? Does Nigeria need an executive order on unexplained wealth? That is the question we are going to unravel in this video. And before I go further on that, if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please, it's very important because I want this channel to reach 10,000 subscribers before the end of January 2024. We are on the verge of achieving it. You can make it happen within the next few hours so that we can achieve the target of this channel for the time being, to reach the 10,000 subscription before we now set a new target to achieve again. Thank you very much. Now, the Senate Chief Whip, Senator Ali Ndume, has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to go after corrupt Nigerians. Speaking with journalists in Abuja, Ndume called for a corrupt-free Nigeria urging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to sign an executive order compelling every corrupt Nigerian to explain their wealth. Ndume said the anti-graft agencies should also be empowered to carry out the exercise through an executive order. Now, what it means is that, could you imagine if the EFCC are to mount a station or move from estate to estate in Abuja, seeking explanation for the source of wealth of major estates in Maitama and what have you? What it will mean, the implication of that. A lot of people will have to explain tire, to be frank. Now, the ranking senator said if Tinubu is serious about tackling the menace of corruption, he must sign the executive order as soon as possible. He said, people, especially the political class, must explain their source of wealth or forfeit the same to the government. Now, quoting Ali Ndume, he said, the next thing now, if the president wants to fight corruption, would be to sign an executive order on unexplained wealth in this country. Let all these people explain where they got their money, including myself. People should stop talking about trivialities or personal issues. They should talk about national issues. And he believed that unexplained wealth is a national issue that should be pursued, and that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if he is serious about fighting corruption, then he must sign an executive order authorizing unexplained wealth investigation on any corrupt Nigeria or as suspected corrupt Nigeria. My take in this is, it is a good thing if it can be done, but I do not think that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be the right candidate to carry out that assignment. This is because even Nigerians would like Bola Ahmed Tinubu to explain his own source of wealth. Yes, because he who goes to equity must go with clean hands. First of all, Nigerians would like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to explain his own source of wealth, because his own source of wealth has also been called into question by petitions against him with the EFCC. There were petitions against him in the EFCC. There were corruption allegations against him in the EFCC during the time of Nuhu Ribadu, and even after Nuhu Ribadu left. There were petitions against Bola Ahmed Tinubu up to 2018. Even the Bawa, one of the reasons why Bawa is suffering today is probably the role that Bawa played in investigating petition that was written against Bola Ahmed Tinubu in relation to Alpha Beta. So before you begin to go to equity, you must go with clean hands. So, first of all, if the president himself can explain his own wealth, source of his own wealth, in a very detailed manner, because now, don't forget that the president has been challenged to make open his asset declaration. Up to today, he has not yet made it open. At least it would have been a guide to show that transparency. You know, one of the past leaders of Nigeria that showed courage, that could have done this kind of thing, is late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. who declared his asset and made it public, so that if you have anything to say about it, you can say. So if somebody calls on Umaru Musa Yar'Adua at that time to embark in investigation to give an executive order on unexplained wealth, he would have been a better candidate to do it. It's not that we lack people who can do it now. Supposing that Peter Obi was the person that INEC declared the winner of the election in 2023. Peter Obi is one candidate that is well qualified to carry out that kind of executive order for unexplained wealth to be investigated. But I do not agree with Ndume that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the right candidate to push this kind of anti-corruption he's talking about. No. Even the war against corruption that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is fighting, if he's really fighting it, many people see it as mere cosmetic. Because one, fighting corruption is not one of his key agendas when he was seeking for power. Unlike Buhari that made fighting corruption his own agenda in 2015. And at the end of the day, Nigeria became more corrupt under Buhari than ever before. But at least Bola Ahmed Tinubu didn't make any pretension that he's coming to fight corruption. All this so-called war against corruption right now seems incidental. Money was missing, allegedly missing in Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. The media had blown it up. This one released information about the minister. The minister released information about the CEO of one of the agencies of humanitarian ministry. So the president had no choice but to act. Because there's not a president who came to fight corruption. Let's face the fact. If he's a president who cares about corruption, there are people in his cabinet that ought not to be there because of the allegation against them. Because they were under investigation by the EFCC, Chairman Bauer, the one that had been sacked now. Bauer was investigating them. Former governors, they are now ministers. They are now ministers. Former governors, they are now ministers. So he prioritized those people to be rewarded instead of Bauer, who was EFCC chairman at the time, investigating them. You had all the back and forth between Bauer and the former governor of Zamfara State and all that. Even the coalition of civil society organizations, they have issued a statement severally talking about that the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is populated by those who are facing corruption allegations and those who are facing investigation by the EFCC. So he is not the right candidate to carry out this duty of unexplained wealth. But unexplained wealth order is a good thing. Most sane countries, they have that order. If you are wealthy, you must explain the source of your wealth. You must give account of your wealth. First of all, they look at your tax. They look at your investments and everything. They take their time and look at it. Because that is the way to checkmate people who steal public property when they are in government. And you know that kleptocracy, even that particular name, kleptocracy, was a corruption word that was coined by a German sociologist to describe the kind of corruption he found in Nigeria in a research work he did in 1968. He said the kind of corruption he found in Nigeria, he didn't know how to describe it. He called it kleptocracy, a German sociologist. So these are the kind of corruption that countries try to avoid. And one of the ways they use to checkmate it is through Unexplained Wealth Order. Unexplained Wealth Order. So several countries have used it. There are academic debates whether it's a success story or not. But the fact remains that if you have it in any nation, public servants, elected officials will be careful how they behave with public fund. And if really we are serious, one of the ways you have to even investigate is why all those people that used to come and buy forms, if you buy elective form, because political parties are part of the endemic corruption in Nigeria. How can you say that for you to be president of Nigeria, you must buy interest and declaration of interest form of APC, 100 million. Governorship election, 50 million. Now, in the real sense of that, anybody who was able to pick that money, pick that form, ought to be investigated to find out the number, what amount of tax do you pay to the federal government of Nigeria, to the state government, for you to be able to afford to purchase a form, 100 million. But people purchase forms and claim that it was people that bought it for them. These are the areas to investigate. Because ordinarily, if we want to fight corruption in Nigeria, no political party should be able to sell declaration of interest form higher than the minimum wage of the country. That party better close down. If they don't know how to raise money to run it, they have no business remaining as a political party. Why should declaration of interest form to be president of Nigeria cost a person 100 million naira form? To be governor, 50 million naira form. Senator, 40 million naira form. And you say you want to eradicate corruption. That is corruption walking on four legs, right from the purchase of forms. So if really we want to fight corruption, one of the things that must be done, and when P2B becomes president, if nobody does it, he should be able to do it. No political party in this country should sell any form whatsoever for any position more than the minimum wage of Nigeria at that time, so that a professor in the university, a teacher in the classroom can have the ambition, have a solution to the problem of Nigeria. He can afford to purchase the form and then seek the mandate of the Nigerian people, whether at the local government level, state level, or the presidential level. That is the way to, when you talk about level playing ground and you want to reduce corruption, you start from that elementary stage. So that is what to do to fight corruption. And the person that will fight corruption must lead by example. P2B said it, that if the person, the leader, is not stealing, more than 60% of the corruption will reduce. It is because the leaders are stealing, the lieutenants are following their example. So it is not just that it is necessary to have a situation where we can have unexplained wealth orders, but it has to be done by somebody who has the character, the capacity, and the antecedent to push it through. That's my understanding. And then, if we truly want to reduce corruption, a law must be made by the National Assembly that no political party should sell declaration of interest form for any position in this country higher than the minimum wage at the time of fixing the price for that form. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours. And please don't forget to subscribe, so that you help me to get 10,000 subscribers before the end of January 2024. That is the target. After that, we now set a target, 20,000 subscribers. It is possible. Just like P2B used to say that a new Nigeria is possible. Any target of subscription is possible here, God willing. Thank you for being part of this, and God bless you and yours.